I have just returned from Comic-Con, which means we are going to be unboxing SAINT DEMMYAN of the Crusader Command. All right, here we go. Cosmic Legions. This is my first Cosmic Legions or Mythic Legions. Actually, any like Four Horsemen Studios figure. Looking at the box, if you guys want to look at the box, we got his face mold there, and then his whole description, or the description of the ring, so like the whole area they're in. Then we got his specific description along with the rest of the Crusader Command. They're basically, I read this already, they're basically pacifists who will like go to all ends to murder you if you are not a pacifist. Then we have a bunch of other Cosmic Legion figures. And up here, obviously, we have the good old front of him. Enough of the box. You get it. It's a cool box. So, I'm going to open it now. I don't know about you, but that's what I want to do. I'm going to make this box opening unnecessarily cool. Cool. He's so big and heavy. I'm just going to like say that straight up. Is he? Ooh, the skeleton head. Okay, so he's got the two other helmet types in the side, his blaster, his face. He's got so many accessories. That's one of the reasons I was like, yeah, I'm buying this. A bunch of tiny things. Look at those tiny things. This is gonna be really fun. I'm like gloriously surprised with how many accessories he comes with. I love accessories. And he has a wired cape. It's just cool. You can't deny that it's just really cool. So, I love that he comes with a skeleton head. Let's get into it. Okay, here we go back to the main attraction. Let's open him up. So, even just the way the plastic pops off is cool. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, wow. He's just got a heavy feel. Like, not heavy in a bad way, if there is a bad way. Heavy in like a really powerful, you know, this guy's not gonna break on you in 2 seconds. This guy's like, it feels like you're actually holding the space soldier. You're not holding an action figure. Look at that detail. He's got a big rectangle on his back. Oh, he's so tense. He hasn't been out of here in a while. All right, we'll get more into mobility later. I'm just checking him out. I want to take this off. I want to wash my hands first. I can cut this video whenever I want, so it's okay to go and wash my hands. As we were, here he is. Look at him. Okay, let's take off his cape. Or not his cape, but this. So this, let's see, what is this? This is soft plastic, very soft plastic. That's nice. That's got a nice feel. So I know that if I try and make my boy do some like big position, it's not gonna get in the way whatsoever. His head, let's see. He can look all the way over there. Let's see. No, we can't look all the way over there. I kind of popped his head off by accident. I guess I don't know my own strengths. He can look a bit over there. I mean, even with the head like slightly popped off, like what? It's popped off here. It fits snug, and you're not going to be like, hey, that head's popped off. Especially for photography, it kind of works. But really, if you want to go official with it, it pops off kind of easily, which is nice. It's not like too rough of a deal. He can go like this far, I think, before it pops off. And this far, I think, before it pops off the other way. Looking up. He's not looking up. Okay, guys. He's just not going to look up. He can't. I'm sorry. He's never looking up in his life. You want him to look up? You can bend his legs backwards and look up. Oh, his hood's blocking his vision. He wants to look down? Yeah, so there's no up and down range of motion. At all. At least with this head. We'll check if there's more with the other heads. Because this, to be fair, does have a big old hood. There is a bit of tilt, actually. That's nice. Like a good amount of tilt, good amount of turn. So, like, you can still be expressive with it. Even here, when the head is popped off. Would you notice that that's popped off? No. No, you wouldn't. Like, it is. It's just... It's popped off right now. It's completely off. The head is not in its socket. But it still is, like, fitting very snugly. So, I think it's good. I don't mind it at all. Okay, he's got his soft goods, he's got his legs. What am I doing? We're gonna come back to more agility later. We're just doing a general look. Then we got this top layer. This top layer has, get out of there. This top layer has his sword, visor, you know, some other things. What, this whole bin of stuff. And some faces on the side. Along with a couple other things. Ooh, the helmet. Got a couple things there. Then under that, we've got another layer. This layer has this full shield, a war hammer, and a couple other things. So we got some good accessories. That's like 3 layers of stuff right there, just from the get-go. And I'm honestly just amazed at how much stuff it looks like he comes with. Just here, it's so much stuff. I'm really excited. So let's get into it. So let's just get a general look at his posability and how he looks. So first of all, with him just coming out of the box, I regret nothing about this purchase at all. Like, just looking at him, let me give you a beauty turn so you can know what I'm talking about. He is so much aura. That side profile with those mecha legs. The back. It's just so good of a look. He is leaning forward a bit here. It's fine. I really like those legs. The posability on this head, I take everything back of what I said with the hood. Full range, not even out of its snugness. Full range. His beard gets in the way, but I'm sure the other faces might help with that. Oh, never mind. He's chilling. He can look. Let's see. If this is him looking forward, he can look down a bit. That's him looking down. He can bend his torso and look down upon his enemies. Looking up, it's actually pretty great. For such a big guy, it's actually chilling. So it looks well on the neck. I mean, it looks fine enough. His face is kind of forward in a way that, like, you know, you're like, wait, how's his face so far forward if his neck's back there? But like this, and just if you're looking from like a front view, or even this, unless you're like checking in there at the sides and you're doing this, you're a little bit like, that's weird. But if you're even like from the perspective of that, it looks just fine. So also, he's from space. It's Cosmic Legions. He doesn't have to be like genetically human correct, but most of all, he is. So there's that range of head motion. And yeah, it works well. The legs, same thing. There's something going on right there that I don't know the scientific name for what that is. So it's still got that like single jointed right angle turn. I guess a bit less than a right angle. Yeah, it's a bit less than a right angle. But it fits in there pretty seamlessly. Oh yeah, so arms like that, forearms. Simple, it's really tough and strong. Hand, you know, it's a hand. It can go forward a bit and backward a bit. The detail is just impeccable. So his arms lift up here, and this seems like the highest they go, just like that. It's simple arms, just pegged in right there. They turn, you know, it's Cosmic Legion / it's Four Horsemen. You're getting good, just simple but extremely effective single jointed arms. I'm gonna say it again. Every little bit of him, it's amazing. So you can lift up his arms, lift up his forearms, tilt, full. Does that full range of motion all around? I don't know why you'd be tilting his hand backwards. Yeah, perfect. For reverse grip, I guess. Yeah, it's great. His hands are great. All the way around. His torso, look at that. I mean, he's a big chunker, but he feels like a little guy. It makes you feel like he's a little dude with the way that he can move like a really lanky dude. I don't know if that sounded right. So his ab crunch, it's not amazing, but he can bend back. Actually, that's pretty good, especially with the huge torso. That's pretty good. He can bend back, he can look fully up. Yeah, it's a pretty good range of motion here, honestly. He can, yeah, turn all the way, both ways. We've just got, this piece is just molded into his, like, the rest of his upper torso, and just it's attached to his, like, waist area, his waist, yeah. And there's this, which is just, it's just loosely fit on there, and, you know, it's fine, it's great. His back, you know, yeah, he's so poseable you can move his butt cheeks. If you really want to, you can tilt his booty from side to side. It's amazing. We've got the soft goods here. That's really soft and it's good. So that I assume that's why they call it soft goods. His legs. How much of the splits can he do? How much of a gymnasiast is he? Not terrible for a big guy in armor, like. And then I guess you could cheat a little and put him at a diagonal, and he can go all the way there. So yeah, he's actually chilling with the splits. He's a gymnastic man. The kick, look at that. That's a full. He can go Spartan. His waistcape floats perfectly right here, just naturally, without having to do anything. He's not getting caught on anything. It's not like inconvenient. He's got like it's not 90 degrees of a turn. Yeah, it's not 90 degrees, but it's like a diagonal. It's at a good diagonal and like fully straight. His foot, let's see. We can tilt it. We can tilt it a great amount. His toe, we can pivot the toe a good amount. Yeah, that's good. And it like looks great too. Every bit of this movement that I've been saying like looks great when you do it. No bit of it is like, doesn't like, bend the laws. The only thing is like him looking up and like the neck and the face being a little weird. But you can just mask that if you really don't like it and put the other face on, which we'll see how that looks. This is kind of like the extent of some of his functions. Let's see. This is like how forward he can bend. Backwards, he has a great ways to go. His arms, they've got a lot more spaces that they can go to. His legs can bend more and stuff. But like this is the most he can split. So there's just a couple more things with Poseability that I wanted to go over that I found out while I was looking at him. Head, again, great range. His arms, I don't think I mentioned that they had some great swivel all the way around right here. 90 degrees. There we go. He cannot cross his arms in front of his body whatsoever. If he's got those 90-degree arms and he can swivel a bit, but that's not getting past this bolt right here. This bolt. So that's okay. You just have to accept that he's a big boy and they really they were able to pull through with the big boyness by giving him a good range of motion on his waist. But his arms, he can go, grr, grr, I'm so big and strong. But he cannot touch his fingers to each other. And that's okay. It's just, you have to know that that's what you're signing up for with this figure. Moving on, he's got, with the legs, I forgot to mention, he has pretty good thigh swivel. So he's got all the way around thigh swivel, actually. Yeah, that ankle pivot. And yeah, all the way around thigh swivel. I think that's just the only thing I forgot to mention from before. So that can really be used in some good ways to help you get the range of motion you might not have been able to think you could have gotten before. So yeah, all right, moving on. He also has some nice swivel here with mobility and up here and like a little bit down here on his bottom leg. So I forgot to mention that. So that's pretty cool. Look at that cool guy. So yeah, there's a Poseability. Let's move on to accessories, yeah? Let's just start with the most striking thing, because it can literally strike you. The sword. Get it? It's got some scratching there, which I'm not sure, along with right here on this centerpiece, like right there, which I really can't decide if it's just genuine scratches or if it's just like battle damage design. Either way, it kind of looks sick. It kind of works for him. We have a gun. I mean, it's just a nice gun. It's got amazing, you know, I never see a gun with this much painting on it. Maybe it's because this is my first Cosmic Legions and Mythic Legions. Yeah, but like, we've got full level of painting and design on there. It's great. It just looks really nice. The mag, no mag come out. It doesn't have any, you know, movability really, but it still has a great look. This backpack, and the backpack has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think that's a peg that you could attach anything to. Might be proven wrong. But yes, we have this backpack with what, 5 pegs and maybe a peg. It looks pretty slick. It's nice. It matches his like cathedral, crusader command sort of vibe. This is cool. His whole like space head dome, which I can't even wait. I want to see it on him. I have to try it on. So let's give him his space helmet head. And let's just take a look. Do we just put it on like this, or is there something more we have to do? Here we are with the space helmet on his head. And that's just genuinely dope. It's still got the opening here for the backpack, which we can put on as well. Never mind. We have something that goes there. Oh, it's got a little connector thingy. Okay. So here he is with the backpack and the space helmet. And he's just, it looks so cool. He's genuinely ready to journey, you know? He's ready for space tripping. Like the backpack, this back-like view right here, it feels like I could see this guy wandering around some old space movie. Do we just pop this off? We just pop it off. Simple like that. So you can pose him up, get him in his cool pose, and then put it back on. And there he is looking like that. It's really cool. I like the whole like feel it gives to it. So there we have the space helmet. Let's look at this little pot of things because it's so nice and neat. This is the way it just slides out from the plastic here like this. And such a beautiful setup. Like, I'd use this to display my stuff. It's just a piece of plastic, but I'd use it. So we have a couple different faces here. We have a sidearm here. And it's got the same color scheme and vibe as this gun. Yeah, it really does look like a shortened version of it. They go very swell together. You can dual wield these babies. Woo! Look at how cool that is. Let's just take a minute and admire this little... Let's just take a minute and admire this little face. This cool space helmet. And how can we better admire it than putting it on his face head? So here we go. This is him if you want to be a weirdo and give him a face without a face for some uncanny horror. There you go. Look at that. It's so... I'm just terrified. It's menacing, it's robotic, it's got the one eye and like the gas mask details on the side. The way that like all these cogs and details are here, it really seamlessly works with the chest and all the sort of bumps and cogs on his armor. It just fits so well. And that's a nice little random touch of it's kind of like tealish green. Can't tell if it's just green or if it's a bit of a turquoise teal. But either way, it just looks amazing. I love it. I love it. It's a little splash of a different color. I feel like they've been great at adding like one little accent color just to give the character personality. Because other than that, it's also a slightly different shade of green than on the gun. If I'm correct. Don't quote me on that. It might just be the colors contrasting with my eyes, but I think it's slightly different. This one's slightly darker. This one's slightly lighter. So we got a couple extra just nice little colors mixed in there. This is part of what made me buy it. I probably would have bought it anyways, but the fact that it had a skull face, just look at that. Like, that's Mythic Legions right there. And putting it in, it's so cool. It completely changes the vibe of like, I mean, it keeps his whole sense, but it's like, now, what are you fighting? That's just a skeleton. Like, there's so many ways you can use that. Here it is with the helmet on. He's pointing at you, see? He does have other hands. So we'll check those out in a second. All right. Amazing. I love the skeleton. I love all the different customizable heads. That, I will say, is something that made me make this purchase. And then if it couldn't get better, as if they hadn't done enough, they said, let's just throw in a medieval helmet. Just to make matters amazing. He's got the like crow design on the back, and I'm pretty sure this helmet mold has been seen in other Mythic Legions. It's like one of the helmets that they use, I think. I might be incorrect, but I think I'm correct. Just putting that on. Helmets are really nice to slide on and put on. It's not like really difficult like some other things. Looks awesome. And if you're wondering what's going here, he's got some wings that we can put there. Yeah, let's check those out right now. I'd be a bit cautionary with the wings when you're taking them out, because they will just, they're, you know, they're soft. They're gonna bend back into place, but they can just bend a little bit. So here he is with these like vampiric wings. It's so evil. Let me take off without it. Okay, it's really hard to fit in there with the space helmet. You could, technically, if you really wanted him to have the, you know, the whole dome. I mean, you can do the dome with no things in the ears in the night helmet seamlessly. But if you want to give him his head wings, then it's just better to just rock him this way. Look at that. Here he is with that night look. And this green might be the same green as the little face mask. Maybe. Or maybe it's another different green. I would love to tell you. It looks kind of like the same green, doesn't it? I don't know. I think this is a different green entirely. I think they just went all out on the different tiny accents of greens. And it works so well with like the orange fiery red with a bit of teal or a bit of turquoise accent. Just look at this guy. Absolutely insane. He's so cool. The silhouette from every angle you look at him is amazing. Let's keep the sword in his hands and just try the different set of wings. Wings just pop out. There you go. So yeah, if you want to put on his dome, don't even try and think about it. Maybe with these wings, maybe, because they are up, they're not out like the other ones. So let's see. Actually, yeah, you know what? You know what, you can. With these wings, I mean, the space dome, what are you even thinking about? But with these wings, yeah, I mean, you can't look up, but he's got okay movability. Yeah, it's not bad. I just like, I'd rather not have the, I'd rather just keep the dome off when I'm using the night helmet with the wings. But you can do it for the matter. With these wings in, it does fit well enough. And with the other wings, it technically fits, you're just pushing it. The range of motion for the night helmet is like, you can't look up to, oh, you can look up a bit. You can look down. You can look down amazingly. As much as you want. You can check the floor. Or you can turn all the way. Yep. Let's just pause for a second and realize that that comes with one potential look for him, two potential look for him, 3, 4, 5, 6, and technically 7 and 8 potential looks for this guy. We've got this piece. I'm gonna have to figure out where this goes. Wait, I think I know. Okay, I figured out what this thing went to. So, if you want, you can turn this around, is what I did. Or like turn it to the side, then you can just pop it off and swap it with this thing, which is what I did. So now he has a secondary look. And I thought this worked well with the hooded look. But now he's just got a more, it still keeps that flow, but a more tattered and different sort of style of the cape here. Or you could also just have nothing there if you wanted. This piece like blocks the gap. There is like a sizable divot there, but this blocks it if you just have it there, right? Next on the list, he's got these tubes, which they're both different sizes, you can see. One's longer than the other. I mean, you can see how many pegs he has on his body. He's got a peg on his shoulder up here, a peg down here on his wrist, and the same on the other side. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, and then 5 on his backpack altogether. Since this is on the shoulder piece, you can move your arm without facing any difficulty if you put this one here and then attach it to the backpack. There's no pegs on the helmet. We've got trigger gun hands for moving your trigger guns. This is the only other pair of hands he comes with. It's just one of them. Okay, so it's just his right hand. The left hand does not have any up and down movement. This hand has a little peg there with some movement, actually. Are those thrusters in the back of the Warhammer? That's what I've decided. That's what those are in my decision. Here's the whole Warhammer so you can see it all. Is that the same green? It is the same green. It's the same green as this. So everything that he has matches his aesthetic. Even the bottom of this hilt of his sword. Here he is with his Warhammer. It's like very sizable to him. And he can, it's pretty heavy. So like, at least with my hand, there's not really much holding it up. Like, see, he's able to hold it. If he's holding it from here, at least on my left hand, it was kind of too loose to where it just fell down. This is kind of a loose part. On the right hand, it's about similar thing. You can like have it more stiff there at a 90. Then it's a bit better, but just in between, it's probably gonna fall. So holding this, you can see how it kind of starts to fall a little bit. It's a heavy Warhammer. Holding with both hands isn't really gonna happen. He could hold it from this little bottom ring right here. If he really, if you're really wise with the way you're doing the pose, you could make it work, but mostly just because there's not enough mobility of his arms crossing over each other, crossing over his chest, he's just gonna be one-handing it. So we got the shield, which can do a lot of stuff on its own. So here's the handle, can rotate however. We pop it off, we can actually take the shield into 2 layers. So now we have 2 shields. And if you already know about the shield, then sucks for you. You can pop this out behind. And we have just this piece. And this piece, as you see, it holds this here. But we can swap in this different piece. Same way. If I'm correct, this is all guesswork. Yes. Now he has a shield attached to his arm. So isn't that cool? So now we can just attach that there. Or if you wanted to be dope, you could attach it to his back like he's voyaging and he's got it with him. That's really cool. And we wanted to use this for something else, right? And we're like, that doesn't look good, that looks ugly. We want to put something there. You can take his little heart cog. So now you've got a nice clean end to this knob, and you can still hold this big shield while doing something else with this one. This, I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do with that. I don't know how you're gonna hold it. Yeah, I'm not really sure what you can do with this piece. If anybody has any idea, please let me know, because I'd like to know what I'm supposed to do here with this, if I want to just have this shield. If not, it's just some cool debris, I guess. And then you have this separate style of a shield, which, that's good for some army building. Now you can have like 1 shield, 2 shield, red shield, blue shield. We have a handful of things. I figured out what the pegs onto. I figured it out. Check it. See this grenade? It's got a peg. Look at his belt. It's got a tiny peg. Clip a grenade to his belt, will ya? So I figured that out, and now I'm gonna stock him up. All right, here he is, fully loaded up. So I just took all the little things he came with and just popped them on him, and they go. You can also, since these ones have larger pegs, these orange ones have tinier peg on both sides, or have tiny peg on one side, larger peg on the other. You pop it, and then put it in as his fuel reserve or something. Like that's what he's accessing for his fuel or something sick. Attach the gun. I like those 2 orange ones that have pegs on both sides because you can come up with something good for him. All the other ones, those can be rations, weaponry, magazines. The grenade is nice. All these other little things that you can just have. And the pegs, it's so much just bits of equipment that he can just stack up on, and I think it's dope. One of the last things he comes with is this little piece, which took me a second, but I figured out it can go here in his back. If we're using this back piece, instead, he can just have a cube. If we want to give him a cube, you can be using this back piece either up or down, and then you have, I'm pretty sure this is the only purpose of this. There might be another one. There might be a couple. You can have tubes connect from there. So now you have access to tubes in 2 ways. So all the equipment at his belt is just kind of loosely fitting on. I mean, it doesn't loosely fit on. It's very snug, but it's like the belt is like in a nice and a realistically kind of wobbly way. It's kind of got a nice feel to it. It feels like belt pieces jingling without them, like, you know, they're not going to fall off, but they just got a bit of like motion to them. So there he is with this thing that just has like the tubes. If you don't want the full backpack, but you want something to carry the tubes, you could also technically put this here and then connect the shield, which I don't think it looks too good like on there as an addition, but it's possible if you wanted to have this weird sort of look to it. It's always possible. You've all been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. Finally, let's check out his cape. All right, so I wasn't quite sure where to put on the cape. So I kind of just eyeballed it and made an executive decision and tied it on the other side, like just popped it through here. It's got just these 2 little straps, which is great because with just 2 little straps on the cape, that means you can just put it on any one of your figures and it'll look dope if you really want to. So like this figure for its price, which when I bought it at Comic-Con at its first showing was $60, is amazing for its worth. You get so many accessories, you get the figure, and you get like a fully wired cape that you could just put on one of your other dudes if you want to in your collection. So this cape, okay, it's wired on the outlines here and on the back, and there's nothing in the middle of it. It just feels the fold. The cape has this really cool curve around to it. It's very like Vampire Knight. There you have it, the amazing cape in this crescent moon sort of pose. So I guess it's not really a crescent moon. Like, that will fall if I tap it the wrong way, but it's able to get itself into some pretty high positions. I was very like ambitious with see if I move the legs too much, the things on the belt will pop off. So if you want leg mobility, take off his belt things. The cape just genuinely adds amazingly to whatever position he might be in. So like, it looks great, you know, however you do it. I love it. And if it is stuck, you can sort of wrap it around a part of him or something to get the effect that it's still floating. And look, just like that, like there's the cape staying up fully. Like it's over his shoulder, but it feels like it's fully floating, and it stays up like that. It's great. It's great. And it really ties the whole look together. Here he is with his cape on and the full space gear and backpack. So there he's got, you can see it fits perfectly under. It feels seamless. There it is right there, like connecting. So, I mean, it looks pretty amazing. All right, and there we have it. We've gone over all the different things, movability, accessories, and now we're just gonna look at some different ways that it can all come together, and we can just bring them together as a really cool figure with so many different faces, so many different accessories, all the different styles that he can have as a character. So yeah, here we go. All right, now let's talk about how I did this. So generally, I think you can just see how many different vibes he can have and how cool that looks with all the different sort of looks he can have. Futuristic space soldier, while he can also just be a medieval knight. It's so great. I love the amount of stuff he comes with. When it comes to posability, it was rather annoying. There were some parts of it that I was having a lot of difficulty with, and I really had to cut down the amount of moving that I could do for him. For example, his forearm joint, like his upper arm to forearm, was just really difficult to keep up. It just kept on falling, especially when he was holding the hammer. So I had to scrap a lot of stop motion ideas because they were too asking of his limited movement. So I went for something simpler, like just him walking away or standing still. So in general, it's more like you're buying him because he just looks really great. He has great customizability. But when it comes to really asking stop motion movements, I'd grab a different figure and not this guy. So as you can see, he does look great when it's just him standing or doing some simple movements like walking forward or something like that. But when I tried to do bigger stuff like war positions or raising the hammer over his head to strike or something like that, it just didn't really work too well for me. His forearm kept on falling down, and I just don't love how it turned out. So unless you're really planning on taking your time with this guy and inching to every little movement, I think I'd rather just do simpler movements with him, you know? But other than that, he's really amazing. Other than the slightly limited posability, like I wish his arms would be able to cross in front of his hands, but that's also just Cosmic Legions. You know, like they have the single jointed customizability aspect, which the sacrifice is not amazing posability. But yeah, so when it comes to detail, on the other hand, it's just spectacular. I don't know if you can see it, but I think I caught that he has a little bit of an eyeball in that helmet, like a little glint of a pupil, and I thought it was really cool. Pause the video and tell me if you see it too. Other than that, here's just some videos of me doing the posing so you could see about how difficult it was to pose the head under the helmet, which honestly, it really wasn't bad. All I have to do is pop the helmet off real quick, the dome visor thing, then put it back on, and boom. Just like that, now it's back on. So I think that's really effective of a method because you can really do good posing with his head and looking around while not having to work too hard. Same thing with the cape. Here's just some videos of me moving the cape little by little. It's really easy to do. It's simple, it's effective. So yeah, in general, other than the limited arm and leg movement, like he can't get in a kneel because he doesn't have 90-degree knee angles. He can't do too much with his arms. Other than that, his torso and head movement is really pretty spectacular, especially for the big bulky figure. And the amount of accessories he comes with, everything that he has on him just takes it to the next level. You can just make your own figure from this. For stop motion specifically, unless I just wanted him to stand there and maybe like do something cool with his head or like upper body, like something simple, like gesture at something, I wouldn't pick this figure for really asking tasks. So yeah, generally, I'd rather just put this figure into the scene, have him point at something with his arms, not hold a heavy warhammer, have him glance over at the main character or do something simple and still cool like that, and you're golden. With that, I think it's amazing. I just think don't pick this guy if you want him to smash somebody with his warhammer or like aim down the sights with his gun. Pick a different figure for that. But in general, this is an amazing figure, and I am really happy that Four Horsemen has this guy so I could pick him up. And I definitely would recommend getting this figure. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed those shots. I hope you enjoyed the entire review. And let me know in the comments if there's anything else you would have liked to see or any figure you want me to review next. Overall, this figure is just amazing. It's spectacular. For the price it was and for several prices higher, I would buy it again tenfold because it comes with so many accessories, so many helmets, so many faces and weapons and ways to put on the armor, spacesuit, cape, whatever it is, that you can really just customize your own favorite version of this guy. So I hope to see soon enough your own unique, majestic version of Cosmic Legion's SAINT Demmyan. It's gotta be Demmyan. Demmyan of the Crusader Command.